we're a bit casual with it today. First of all, we'd like to kick it off by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land, paying respects to elders past, present, and future. We've just shared the video, so we'd like to try and fucking, lock it in, get some people locked in. Big shout out to the crew. I've sort of said before, this is actually the last episode before an indefinite hiatus,
What a way to go out with a big ang. Bow.
Yeah.
Bow.
Big shout out to the crew, and I'll say more of a shout out to everyone else a little bit later too. But big shout out to the crew, man. Ricky, Esky, who's fucking here. Jeff, who's here every fucking week. Mitch, Ollie, who've been down here regularly. Big shout out to Teddy last year for coming through for SIP supplies. Emma,
Teddy.
Been really cool having you on board, man, and have you involved. And big shout out to my family as well for putting up with me fucking being out of the house every second Wednesday. But the best thing is,
big shouts to Mama.
Mackenzie's in the building today. Mio's here today, watching it live in full effect. Big shout out to Phoebe Miles and Millie too. But yeah, man, look, to finish it off, I suppose, until we go into the next phase, I actually laugh because I'll introduce you, right? Dru Blast, aka
Dru Blast, aka Mr. Clean, aka Techniques,
aka Drew Screwface,
aka Clockwise, more AKAs in the AK-47. Ba 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 ba.
Yes. aka Drip Lord Steezus. Took Jeff shit. No, man, it's dope to have you on because I've known you for a long ass time, bro.
Long time, man.
A long time, and it's been fortunate in some ways and unfortunate for both of us in others because we just piss each other off every now and then.
Father's in the game, man.
Yeah.
Well, but like tonight's on some Beavis and Butthead of rap shit, like straight up.
Yes. 110%.
Like Beavis and Butthead is, they mumble shit like that. And when Beavis and Butthead came out, I wasn't a fan of that shit.
No, neither was I.
Because I was so rap. Everything was rap. And if it's not rap, I'm not listening to it.
And it was just the utmost of dumb country, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like
they're just like pure dumb cunts. And like, why don't I like these guys? Like, fuck. And then I look back and it's, I do look back at it and say, what, I understand why I didn't like it. But just the fact that it was in cartoon form.
Can I ask you something?
And they were just fucking nutcases. It was like...
We're already off the topic, but do you ever watch Ren and Stimpy?
You know what? I never watched Ren and Stimpy, man, but I do acknowledge...
Stimpy. It's Stimpy.
Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy.
I do acknowledge that that was like the first, bugged out cartoon.
Bro, have you watched it back?
I did watch it back. Yeah. It's very questionable.
Fuck. I can't believe I watched it as a kid. Like, and I just watch it and be like, yeah, that shit's happening in front of my eyeballs and I've just got no, things aren't, clicking. I watch it back now, I'm like, fuck, did I miss something entirely? What the fuck?
Yeah, that cartoon was one that gave birth to cartoons, a whole bunch of cartoons from what I noticed, is that teaches kids just to be a fucking stupid, silly cunt. Just do stupid, silly shit.
Do some stupid silly shit, you silly shit.
That was the first, cartoon, and it kicked off a whole bunch of other things.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Fucking. Anyway, look, we digress. We're here to chat about you, mate. It was good as well. It couldn't have turned out at a better time. Look, the reason why I started this was to talk about, talk to, Australian hip hop heads, artists and associates, you know what I mean? And you hit me up a little while because I know, and we'll talk about this later, but you've got something new coming out, which, I'm pumped for. Obviously, you've got a few of the homies involved, which is hectic. But, you hit me up to be like, on, and you're already on a list of fucking guys that eventually I'd like to fucking get on here. But the timing just happened to be right because, we're sort of wrapping it up. We've been reviewing what the fuck we wanted to do and it was like, fuck, what a way to go out and just fucking speak some goon shit with the ultimate fucking goon treasure. Fucking...
Ultimate goon treasure.
Mr. Clickety Clean.
Goblets made of goon gold.
Yeah, goon goblets.
Goon goblets, yeah.
Exactly.
See, you already got slang popping off right now. See how we feed off each other?
It's bullshit.
Sipping out a goon goblet.
Yeah, goon goblets.
Bow,
Yeah,
bow,
that's
bow.
the next track. Goon goblets.
Yeah, for real.
Sipping out a goon goblet, Shane. But yeah, man. Listen, I love to chat, but and talk a little bit of shit. But I try to structure a little bit of feedback or questions rather, like to give these guys a little bit of insight into who you are. So, man, fuck it. It's dope as well because I get to learn a bit of shit as well. But tell me, man, like where'd you grow up, bro? Where were you born?
Man.
Where you representing?
Man, I grew up. Two spots.
Okay.
Right. I grew up in St. George area.
Yep.
And we moved between Sutherland and Shire. So, Hurstville.
Yeah.
Originally, then till I was 8. Then we moved to Menai.
Shit.
For like nearly 7 years, and then I moved back to the St. George area. And man, you know the reputation the Shire holds, man. Man, that fully straight up. I'm talking like racial fights at school, like a lot of the time, man. I remember when I went to my second day at school at Menai Public.
Because you'd be, I used to joke with this is Double L, sorry to interject, but he'd be like, because Double L's pretty fucking white.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's like, you know, European. He's like,
Yeah.
in the Shire, I'm fucking brown.
Yeah, straight up.
And he's white, you know what I mean?
Straight up, 100%. So that concludes and pretty much puts in a nutshell what I'm just about to tell you.
Yes.
Right? On my second day at school, right? Look at my skin. You want to see my skin. I'm on some yellow caramel shit. You know?
Yellow milk.
Some oriental Wagarama shit. You know what I mean? So
Oriental
yeah. Oriental Wagarama.
Yeah, you can't
Sufis,
tell. Can't pin it.
Can't tell, yeah.
No. Who
And,
knows where
on the
you come
second
from.
day of school, I got called the N-word. Right? This is maybe, what was it, 1980, I don't know, 86, God. You know, and
Your worst
and
of mine, 86.
And I mean, there was small splashes of colour in the area, but got called out on the second day of school in Menai Public School. So yeah, like Double L. Double L is like my baby. It's a different tone. But anyway, I mean, long story short, man, the Shire has evolved a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's like any area in Sydney, people are going to move and gravitate towards where the majority of where they feel comfortable. And the Shire is still like that, I guess, in certain ways, but no. Come a long way.
Straight up. What about Hurstville, man? Like, that's a fucking interesting one.
Man, Hurstville, yeah.
That's a bit of Goonville right there.
Yeah.
Shout out to
straight
Enter.
up. Yeah, man. He's like, I never met him because he was like the generation.
After.
Yeah,
Just after you.
I think after.
Oh, no. Just after.
Just after, I think, yeah. And when those years in Hurstville, I was writing as well. But yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
so back and forth between St. George area and the Shire.
That's what I wanted to ask about you, and I sort of had it as a question, but I actually took it out because I don't know that element of you. But I know as far as, and fuck, I suppose we'll talk about this a bit later, but, you know, your era that you grew up in, bro, was still very fucking, you know, like a lot of writers.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like writing and fucking and hip hop really, as far as element sort of vibe, really went hand in hand. So, did you get into like the whole grafting much?
Yeah, I did, man. I went hard out for like 2 years, a year, I think, something like that.
Really?
But you know, shouts out to all my writer friends from my era. You know, very grateful to meet some and become friends with like people from that era, like some greats from that era. But yeah, look, it was beautiful, man. Like those underground gigs back in the day. You know, we call them underground gigs now, but back in the day, that's all it was. You know, there was no mainstream.
There was no higher level to that.
It was just gigs,
the underground. That's
shows,
it.
and it was underground, and that was it. You know, if you know, you know.
What a time!
Yeah, you know.
What a time to be alive.
It was beautiful because the thing is that you go to a show, and I kid you not, this shit was like, you know, on some Beach Street shit. I'm not fucking kidding you. Like,
No, bro. Mystery said the same shit.
yeah, man. It was on some Beach Street shit, bro.
It's fucking crazy. There's a whole pocket of fucking like history. The cunts
Yeah.
just don't even.
Yeah.
If you weren't there, you just don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you didn't live it. It's crazy to hear the writer thing, bro, because, you know, that's something that, you know, I could assume, but you'd also be surprised how many people you'd ask. You'd be like, yo, do you write? Or, you know, you do anything else? And they'd be like, nah.
You had motherfuckers going, I do all the 4 elements, motherfucker.
Be like, oh.
I break, I DJ, I rap, and I write.
I'm not fucking really good at any of them, but I'm like jack of all trades, master
yeah.
of none.
Yeah, man, yeah. I know a couple of guys like that, man, and I got mad love for them, man.
Well, fucking bless up, because you know what? Still living it to this day.
Yeah, I'm not gonna front, man. I was a very average writer, but I thrashed it for those years, you know.
Right,
But it was it was never like my full kit and caboodle, whole steez, bread and butter thing. It was like, you know, you can do it, you know, you just rap it.
You do what you do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, son. Yeah, mate.
Tell me about you know, hip hop. Fuck, it's a bit weird, you know. You're down from the south, the Shire.
Yeah.
You know, what was your first experience, bro?
Man, like most of us kids are, you know, kids from that era, age, that was obviously TV. Dude, I was in Indonesia in like 87 maybe, or 84, I can't remember. Dude, I was in Indonesia. I went for a walk with my cousin, right, in the street. Walking a couple of streets down back, we went to this little dead end, and it was fucking little Indo kids, man, break dancing on cardboard. Like, it must have been like 86 or 80, you know, I can't remember.
Yeah, like late 80s.
Yeah. So it was, you know, at that time, it was media that exposed us to that. But going back to what we were talking about, you know, the shows, you know, like it was beautiful because you'd see like all the writers there, from different crews, you know, you'd have
coming together.
Yeah, you'd have, you know, and you did have a little bit of fights, but it was quite rare. But you'd have different crews. Then you had, you know, the DJs there. Then you had, you know, the MCs and whatnot. And it was just crazy. It's like, but the thing that was so beautiful was like nearly 70% of everyone knew each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
There's
knew
still a bit of an element of that. Like,
I know.
not totally, but because obviously it's so much
yeah.
bigger now. But
Yeah.
there's still an element of like a lot of us still knowing each other, especially from back in the day.
Yeah, fucking right. Yeah, bloody oath. You're supposed to keep swearing to a minimum on this?
No, not at all. You can even say
Yeah.
You can even say fucking bloody.
Fucking bloody motherfucking bloody.
You're fucking bloody. You bloody fucking.
You know, like I've seen that with the, you know, all the you know, Free Souls and the, you know, and 111 and, you know, and you know, all those guys, like they're kind of
One Lane.
yeah.
Gunston, all them.
Yeah. That's like you know, that's the reincarnation of you know, or the continuation of
Of
you
the
know,
clicks.
yeah, that's it. But
Yeah,
but
man.
like because it was so fresh and so new, you know, and obviously it's not as big as it is now, it's by default, you know, everyone knows each other.
Yeah, bro.
You know, it is what it is. But it was a beautiful time, and it is what it is.
It is what it is. Tell me, your first like when was the first time? Because again, it was a bit of a different time where, you know, you had to like start somewhere, but there wasn't as many resources. So when did you sort of turn around and start to think to yourself like, yo, I'm gonna fucking, I don't know, jump in and do some shit with hip hop?
Yeah, man. Well, I took a while to take it serious, you know. I think because most of my teenage years were in the Shire, and I didn't know any. I had 2 friends at school that were really into rap, you know. I call it rap because back then we called it rap. We weren't all this political correctness, hip hop. It was rap.
Hip hop, capital H on both.
Yeah,
Hyphenated.
yeah.
KRS-One. Yeah.
Yeah. And funny story though, but going back to how big, you know, when hip hop culture hit the world, like, I'm not gonna front, dude. the dude who gave me my first Ice-T album on a dub tape was a surfy cat. And I had another surfy mate that went to...
Really?
He went to New York.
Surfy cunts knew what was up.
Yeah. Went to New York with his family, and he brought back some tapes, and he wasn't listening to one of them so much. He just gave it to me. It was Schoolie D, Saturday Night Live. You know, PSK, what does it mean? You know, Roots used that beat. Yeah. But yeah, and he gave that tape to me, man. And there was another guy. His name was Tim, surfy cat, and he gave me Run DMC, and then he gave me an Ice-T. But the thing was, you know what was crazy is that he'd left like 2 or 3 songs off the album.
What?
Yeah. So when I actually got my hands on the physical album, like Ice-T and Run DMC, Raising Hell and Tougher Than Leather, I heard these other songs I hadn't heard before. Like 6 or 7, maybe 8 years later, I was like, "What the fuck?"
What the fuck?
I was like, man, I haven't heard these songs. You know,
That would have been crazy. What? Because he just gave you like tape
yeah,
dubs.
he probably ran out of room on the tape.
Fucking
So that
TDK,
tape
fucking
history.
TDK 40 minutes.
Yeah,
just
man.
doesn't cut it.
Yeah, bro, tapes. Far out, man.
We don't want to fucking show people really the age. No, we do.
Fuck, be proud of that shit, bro. My walking stick's just over
Hey,
there.
man. What do you mean you walking stick?
Yeah, boy.
You just can't go put the gat.
That's a fucking... It's a sus-looking gat. Hey, it's fully sus, eh? Woo, baby! Nah, man.
Oh, here we go.
Shout outs to staff from Harvey Norman. Like, she got me the... I bought this off her, second hand. That's even more sus. But it was hardly used. There's like $500. This thing is $500. And there's all these cheap-ass massage guns on the market, right? And this thing's like $500. It's only a third from the top. And I went over to homeboy Raul's house, piece of sleeping monk.
Yeah, a piece of sleeping monk.
He said to me, he goes, "Oh man, I got this massage gun, man. It's not for you. It was mad. You got to get one." You know what I mean?
And you were like, bullshit. Really, how good is this?
I was like, really,
thing?
how good is it? And I went to his house, and he goes, "This is my massage gun." He tried it out, and how much you pay for it? And he's like, "Oh, it's like, you know, 150, 170. I was like, "Yeah, I can tell. You know, like this shit is like hardcore, bro. My wife can't handle it." On the back, it's hella sus. Hella sus. Hella sus.
Enter the smoke machine.
Yeah. So we're talking about tapes.
Tapes. No, I wanted to cut more to your first associates, because you said you didn't take it as serious. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you got into your teenage years. You were in the Shire. You know, I'm sure you're fucking getting drunk at like 14, just fucking rapping in surfy countries and just being like...
man, I was halal as hell, man. Like, I didn't start smoking and drinking until I was like 17, 18.
I was the same. Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
You just don't know.
Man, it was messed up because I did
It was messed up.
because I had to catch up.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, affiliate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
One thing I do regret because I did get asked to leave school. I was quite mischievous, but I wasn't those bad ass kids.
You got asked to leave school?
Yeah, I got asked to leave school because I
What were you doing?
I wasn't performing. I wasn't performing pretty much as academically. And
make sure you say it in the mic so the teachers
I wasn't
can,
performing
so the teachers can hear. Mr. Smith.
Yeah. What was I saying? I was asked to leave school, and you know what the thing is that
I do a trade.
Yeah.
Utensils. Shit.
Yeah. All those years, man. Like, so I never was like smoked weed at school, and I used to see all the kids like, what the fuck is wrong with these kids, man? They look, all their eyes are red and shit, and I never experienced that, and I regret that.
Really?
Yeah, fair. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I got asked to leave. I might as well smoke weed anyway.
Smoke weed anyway.
But what was the question again? Yes, smoking weed.
No. That wasn't a question. I was leading into something. I was going to say, so you're down Shire, doing your thing down there, and like one thing that I'm always interested in is like your first like hip hop scene like associates.
Yeah.
Where you started really kicking it.
Yeah.
You know, started to get your legs like, you know, like few runs in and start to really, I don't know, forge a little bit more of a like, okay, cool, like I'm gonna fucking, I can like get myself properly involved. Back then, I totally know it wasn't something that we were like, oh yeah, fuck, we're gonna like fucking be Wu-Tang Clan or you know, we're not gonna be fucking Run DMC like level, but at least be like involved in the scene and you know what I mean, active. Who were your first associates and all
first
that?
associates, I went to some gigs.
Yep.
You know.
How'd you find out about those?
Yeah, just through the record shops. Through.
So did you just trek to the city from fucking down
man.
the Shire all the way up to the city?
That's something we'll talk about later because that's some important shit.
Yeah, straight up.
But first associates were Ethnic Tribe.
Oh, really?
So Ethnic Tribe was basically Torture's first group. So, you know, Hijack and Torture. So there's a listening to Hijack and Torture. So there was a group. It was two MCs. So it was Khalid, Lebanese cat, and there was Torture. And the producer was Espa. He known as ESP. Espa.
Man, shout out to fucking Espa.
Yeah, you know? Big shout out to Espa. Yeah, man, and Espa was the man. He was like producer / manager. And anyway, the first show I ever did, right, was at Minda Juvenile Jail. We went there with Trey. We went there with Mira, Shorty.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And it was Ethnic Tribe and DJ Bones. DJ Bones was our DJ. No, sorry, my bad. Sorry. JP was the DJ, but for Ethnic Tribe, but Bones was like tight with Espa, so he'd come along and they'd sometimes, you know, go
fuck
back
it up.
and forth. Yeah. So and then
how did that click up come about? But like, was that just you going there, kicking it with the homies?
Yeah, well, it was just
some
from
raps?
underground shows, man. We met at underground shows, and it just happened, man. And that's why I feel blessed to meet and or know all these motherfuckers like Blaze, you know, and all the other cats that would kind of...
Funny on Blaze. Blaze used to shit on me so fucking hard in the fucking 3D world.
Oh, Blaze is hella... He's the ultra critic.
Fuck. Yeah. Oh, fuck. He fucking did my head in. But
really?
Yeah, but you know what? Look,
you
know, we all got to fucking make our fucking mark somehow. And he was shitting on Fit Kids, so whatever.
Really? Really? Man, he's very opinionated, so it doesn't surprise me. So, but he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, and kind of parted ways with those guys. I won't go into what happened, and then started hanging with Sleeping Monk.
Yep.
Yeah, and I was just like fucking, and it was kind of like
that was life.
Everyone
shit.
knew who Sleeping Monk was. Very respected. He's just a good dude, and we just met at gigs.
Yep.
And then I started rolling with him and his crew, Angel, Apex. He's passed on. You know, RIP, man. There'd be no one like that dude. Like seriously, if you could put Chino XL and Raz Kaz together and maybe throw Saphir in there and maybe LP, like this dude's lyrics to next level. Like it's just nuts. He just rap and he'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right.
Like next bezel bars, next bezel hectic.
next
bezel.
Shit.
Yeah. But
you went to Minda Juvie.
Yeah.
First gig. How was that?
It was crazy, man. I was actually looking for some dude I knew.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds so sad. I was fucking looking for some guy.
Yeah. Because at that time, you know, a lot of us grew up or brushed shoulders with the original pretty much the original search. I'd say second generation searchers. The originals, the first line of searchers would have been like Tavern, and there's some other guys as well, but these guys are second generation searchers. So we're talking like these are the guys of the.
Yeah, you got to be fucking into that shit, didn't you?
I'm not going to talk on that.
I'm not going to talk on that.
It was very short-lived. It was very short-lived. It was very short-lived.
Let me ask you a question, because this is actually like I didn't know when to inject this shit, right?
Yeah.
But you're a bit of a fucking drip lord, aren't you?
Oh, we drip lord.
Listen, here's my question for you, right? Because let's be honest, right? There's a lot of people in Australian hip hop that don't know how to dress.
You reckon? You know I love the discounts, man, but I'm not gonna start going.
No. Don't hear me out. I'm not here to fucking tell cunt who it is, right?
Yeah.
But you know, like with hip hop, and you know I like the discounts, but style's a bit of a sensitive issue.
I'm trying to change, man.
It's not about
I'm
that.
all about positive new and improved.
Oh, shut the fuck. Shut the fuck up. But no, it does interest me because, you know, for me personally as well, there's been an element always of like fucking fashion moves and shit like that. And a lot of that shit come from the whole polo era, the whole New York shit. Right. And so, like, you know, my question to you: when did like really taking care of, you know, how you're looking sort of come into the picture?
It's a hard one, man.
It's a bit of an obscure one as well.
Yeah, that's a hard one. Like, you know, it just goes part and parcel, man. You know, you'd like
to think that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you want to look like you want to rap, you got to look like a cool cunt, man. You know, that's pretty much what attracts people to, you know, hip hop culture, man. It's all about looking cool, looking fly, looking jiggy. You know, I mean, I'll speak on an era in Aussie hip hop in the late '90s, and you know, none of that was important at all.
No, well, yeah.
None of that was important at all. You know, and there was.
Remember, they'd wear jeans and they'd go like to the floor, and then they just get like a massive hole cut behind at the back of the jean, and then they just still wear it like that.
Yeah, it's messy.
So when did it come in? Was it in that era when it was like, you know, you had to have the mad shit? I mean, whether or not you got it legit or not, you still had to have it?
Well, all I can remember, I seriously can't remember a defining moment where I go, you know what, I've seen this motherfucker wear this, that's what I want to wear. That's what I want to do. No, I do not remember a defining moment.
What about shoes? Sort of thing?
Shoes, it was always...
Because for me, I feel like shoes, for me, really kicked in like that basketball era.
Yeah, maybe
I remember being in fucking primary school and like literally I couldn't even keep my eye on what was going on because I'd be like fucking obsessed with what was on my feet.
You know what? Maybe you tell me what kicked it off for you, because then it might spark some memories. Because
it was the whole Jordan shit. It was the whole Jordan shit. Barclays. It's when like, you know, you couldn't afford to get it, you know what I mean? So it was just out of your reach. You couldn't get it, but you knew your mate's older brother had the new fucking J's, right? Or the new fucking Air Max, and it just looked fucking 10 times cooler and cleaner than anything that was in Kmart.
Dude, I remember I had a couple of, you know, rich friends. You know, if you went to the States with your family, you know, back in the day, you were rich.
Bro.
Shout outs to Jimmy Fardouli. He probably won't see this, but Jimmy, I remember he was a pretty good friend. Then he came back from the States and he had this whole rack of Tommy Hilfiger and some Fat Farm. He had some Fat Farm. And
wasn't it Russell Simmons? That was Russell Simmons.
Yeah, that's Russell Simmons thing.
Fucking knows.
And he had some Wu-Tang jerseys. He came back and I was just like,
fuck.
I was so jealous, man. I used to get mad jelly if those kids would come back with all those fresh gears. Like, my parents hooked me up a little bit, you know?
Yeah, where they could.
Yeah, when they could. But I was like look at these kids, man. They were like, I was like, give me that shit.
Bro, I used to borrow shit of people as well. Like, actually, see these, man, like, these are Reebok questions that have just come back in. This is Allen Iverson's rookie shoe, right? And the first time I ever had this shoe is when I actually borrowed it off a mate, you know? And like, he'd let me wear it, I'd fucking wear it, I'd take care of it, and then I'd return it to him. And then I'd be like, oh, hey man, you reckon I can get those questions again for, you know, like for this or this, that, you know? Actually, man, shout out to one of my mates for school, Samisi. I lent him a pair of fucking Iverson Answers one time, right? And so Missy was playing him, he brought him back, bro, and he just handed him to me. He's like, here you go, bro. Like, no worries. And I'm like, oh, cheers, bro. And then I'm like, this cunt had busted a whole fucking foot hole in the front, bro. His whole shit went straight to the front. And he tried to just hand him off like nothing happened with a bit of glue on it. It was like, fuck. That's why you don't lend your shit sometimes. But, you know, shout out to some Missy.
Do you remember in Bankstown city limits?
Of course, I'm in fucking city
Am,
limits.
am I tripping, or did they have an NBA store in there as well? There's one in Darling Harbour.
No, it wasn't NBA, but I know the one you're talking about. Like up the stairs,
Yeah,
and it would be tucked just down behind. They had all the official
You buy
shit.
starter jackets.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
hats, jackets, even baseball jerseys.
Baseball jerseys.
Yeah, baseball jersey. If you had, like, I had a Charlotte Hornets one, bro, with the whole patch on the back and Hornets in the felt.
Are you talking about the starter jacket?
Starter
Bomber.
The baseball tops. You know, had a baseball fit.
Yeah.
You know, but they had for the NBA.
Yeah.
I had a Charlotte Hornets one, bro. That was hectic.
Bro, NBA store in Darling Harbour. You just said that shit. That was real.
That was real. No one talk about that shit.
Babe, there was a whole NBA store in Darling Harbour. Darling Harbour was funny back then.
That's the sad thing. I want to touch on the topic of shout outs to all parents out there. You know, remember Sega World?
Of course I fucking remember
Man,
Sega World, man.
like, dude, there's just no big mecca for the kids to go
But
anymore,
even before
man.
Sega World, bro, remember the courts in Darling Harbour?
The course in Darling Harbour.
Bro, that was where a lot of mess.
I had a brawl with VIP there. It was crazy. It was Philos, man, jumping up and down, throwing basketballs, brawls. Oh, it was hilarious. But
skinny but ripped.
Yeah. Like, it's sad, man. Like, there's no big mecca place for kids to hang no more. You know what I mean? It's all foodie shit.
I mean, a lot of goon shit used to go on as well, but
Yeah.
I will say that too. So, you know, maybe it's good that they're safe.
So affiliates, we'll go back to affiliates. So
associates.
shout out to
Sleeping
Sleeping Monk, Third Ocular. Yeah, man.
It's hectic to see, man, and you know you've been fucking long standing in it, and talk about I suppose influence as well, because you know stylistically and all that, and I suppose we'll go into this a little bit later, but how much of an influence and you know did New York hip hop have on your you know style and everything, and because that's actually one element I feel as though, like, when I look at you and everyone that you were associated with, I don't think people really gravitated towards that style as much as you did, even with your like your crew. Do you know what I mean? And your homies, you know, everyone else was pretty underground and all that sort of stuff. But you know, there's an element of character and like almost like fucking swag. Oh, fuck, I hate that word, but you know what I mean, with the fucking New York slang style, you know, all that sort of shit. So like, what injected that into your
I think,
your
man,
output?
I think look, before, you know, Death Row made a major impact.
Yeah.
You know, you go back before that, is like you have even, you know, groups from the West Coast or, you know, South, were making hip hop, and it was New York sounding rap, New York sounding hip hop.
Yeah.
And so, of course, that's the Mecca. That's where it started. So that's just pretty much what it was, because that's what we grew up on. You know, not until Death Row and you know, Ghetto Boys.
Bad Boy.
Yeah. Like even like you know, Ghetto Boys, Rap A Lot stuff, early stuff. It still had like a, you know, New York style drums.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? It was just more brash. You know, and you know, even, you know, NWA, you know, the drums, man. You know, it was always about the drum.
Yeah, man, 100%.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
drum machines, fucking fat fucking drums. Talk about as well, because you know, I suppose now, I look at when I met you, right?
Yeah. Switch hands.
Let's go.
Left, right.
I'm ambidextrous. I remember when I first. Okay, so like I've fucking told this story a couple of times, but you know, so I was a young lad coming up in the scene, you know, and had one spot that I used to go to on the regular. If it wasn't EP1 and fucking Dance and Dario, shout out to Dario. Dance and Dario kicking Kimmy in the head when he's on the podium.
Man, he's old school.
Bro, he's still around. I see him
man.
still down
So
at
do I.
Bondi. Shout out to Dario. If it wasn't for, you know, me going down maybe Cave, EP1, see Nino Brown cut it up on the fucking ones and twos, with Loke,
Gino Brown.
Sandman on the microphone, Baby Kane.
Shout out to Kilo.
Kilo.
Kilo is a good man. He's
Fucking
a top
oath.
dude. He's a sick cunt.
Oi. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, he is actually.
Good dude.
100%,
Yeah, you're
bro.
going EP1.
EP1, you know, I used to go to Sega World. I used to host Crush. Did you know that?
You know, I never went to those.
Because I think you were just too old.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You say like, yeah, I know. But you know, I used to go to Good Bar, and Good Bar was the fucking hip hop spot. Big shout out to Trent, Slingshot,
There has never been a
Nick-
Thursday night
Nick
in
Toth.
Sydney that was as hectic as a Good Bar. Every Thursday night, how mad was it?
Bro.
Fucking straight up
It was the
hip
best
hop.
fucking night, bro.
Straight up hip hop. And that shit went for how many years?
Oh, fuck, at least 3 or 4, right?
Man,
Maybe 5. No, 5 years, I think.
I'm not sure. Even for 2 years, even if it went for 2
2
years,
years doesn't
2 years
matter.
it doesn't matter. There's nowhere in Sydney,
No.
or I don't know, maybe not even Australia, where it was like that heavy. Like it was packed.
And it was hip hop.
It was hip hop. It was all hip hop. There was none of this halfway, you know, whatever. But it was straight up hip hop, man.
Hey, man, and DJ Cool Hand Luke,
Shout outs to Cool Hand Luke, man. I got a lot of respect for him, man.
Bro.
He's the man.
still fucking doing his shit as well, man. Cool Hand Luke, and he doesn't take. Fuck. Talk about a cunt sucker free. No suckers around fucking Cool Hand Luke. But that's the first time I had met you. You're fucking like
Blasted.
toasty as.
Next bezel. That's a 50 Cent line. I know he says I think he's got a line. He goes, next level, next bezel. They're just stuck in my head, man. He's got another line as well. It's stuck in my head. I don't know if it's singers from the Get Rich or Die Trying album. He goes, if you don't believe me, kid, I get at you, dog. Bro. Shout outs to As One. We got that line where, you know, yeah. But anyway, yeah. Step forward, Good Bar, Thursday
Step
nights.
forward, Good Bar. We're down there, and there was always this because Kane was real tight with Luke.
Yes. Shout outs to Kane too.
Yeah, big shout out to
Yeah,
Kane.
He's a man.
And you know we were in the crew outfit, me, Kimmy, Kane, Naps.
So dope.
You're right.
Who was Naps?
Naps was the South African dude with the dreads. I don't know
Okay,
if you remember him, but he sort of dipped out after a little bit.
Yeah.
And we used to go there, and then you know the best thing about fucking Luke, man, he'd play all the dope B sides,
Yeah.
and he'd have all the fucking the intros. All right, so he'd just be mid set, and he'd just fucking like flip it, cut it up, and bang, you've got like just the dopest instrumentals, and we'd all just jump on the mic, and then Kane would fucking kick his verses, he'd be MCing, and this fucking little skinny white guy gets on the mic, and then I'll do my thing, and then this fucking like 3 foot flat fucking little Filipino girl gets on the mic and kicks it, you know, and people will just lose their shit because it's just like progressively got like more like what the fuck, you know?
Yeah, man. That was like a click.
And we used to have the battle. We just get on the mic, and I remember you just coming up fucking wasted, and you and me went a couple of fucking 16s back and forth. And then
Yeah, I remember it was messy, man, but it was, you know, we went
was
back
fun.
and forth. Yeah, it was fun.
And it was just daps, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And at that stage, you were pretty fucking active, you know. Like, were you working with Catalyst at that time, or?
Nah, man. That's what I said, dude. I didn't start taking music
Well, how-
seriously
well-
until 2014.
Really?
Like, 2011. And then my album came out 2014. But all those years of you know, goonery, open mics, freestyling, underground supports. I never put any music out. I never took anything seriously.
So
No.
what were you doing then in terms of recording? Just rocking up
Nothing.
and just fucking dropping verses on cunts of shit randomly?
Sure, I wasn't doing shit. I was like straight up underground. I wasn't doing anything all those years.
Really?
Yeah, man.
So what were you doing? Just working?
Yeah, just working. Yeah. Look, it's a long story, but those years is you know, when I became a father.
Yeah, well, I was going to fucking talk
You know,
about
when I
becoming
became a
young
father,
fucking dad.
and it was all about my weekend time.
Mm.
Was all about with him, and then when Aussie hip hop really popped off, you know, that's just before that I had him. So it was more about, you know, being a father than being an MC.
And how was that for, a dude that's sort of in the scene, underground, this, that, like, and being a young dad, how did that fucking impact you? Or were you not taking it serious enough to even really give a shit?
Yeah. I just kind of really just fell out of it, man. Yeah. I did do 1 or 2 tracks with maybe 3 with Ethnic Tribe. But yeah, it was quite short lived.
Feature guy.
Yeah. Didn't take it seriously. Yeah.
It's fucking interesting, man, especially to have someone that's been so, I suppose, involved in the scene. And like, bro, if you ask, like, everyone fucking, knows you. Do you know what I mean? Talk about Clean. Because, I got you on here as Dru Blast, but, to me, to LO, to Jeff over there, to some of the goons, like the goon squad, it's Mr. Clean. Where did that come about?
Oh, man.
And how to kick off?
So I was originally called Techniques, as you know.
Yeah.
And...
That's right. When you really didn't give a shit.
Yeah. And when I kind of thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to actually try and get something going. I was spending a lot of money on music. I always did spend a lot of money on music.
You still do?
Not really anymore, but
really.
But yeah, and then when I started learning about the roots of hip hop, with the jazz, soul, reggae, funk. One of my first records, one of the first lot of records. My first favorite track was called "Mr. Clean" by Freddie Hubbard.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, and at that time, I was writing a lot of like horrorcore and like X-rated raps.
What year is this?
Yeah, this is like, oh man, it might be 2008 maybe.
You ever get into Gravediggers?
Yeah, of course. Shout out to Tupac. I sold my Gravediggers record for a good price to him. Yeah.
Vinyl.
I hung onto it for a while. Yeah. Yeah. And actually, yeah.
Wait. Did I tell you my Gravediggers CD story?
Tell me to go.
Sorry to interject here. So Kenz and I, we're in a fucking burger store in Castle Hill.
Castle Hill.
What was it called, Bob? Plan B. Used to be called something else. Yeah, some other shit. It's called Plan B.
What year?
Bro, I had lost my old fucking Gravedigger shit. This was when, babe? Last year.
Oh, wow.
All right. I'm sitting there, and they've got all this paraphernalia on the walls, right? And I can't. My 6 feet deep, gone. Right, I don't know where the fuck it's gone, But I got it back in 96 when it came out or whatever it was, 97.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I just kept thinking, and you can't find it anywhere. Can't find that shit anywhere, bro. You can't listen to it online, nothing.
Really? It's on Spotify?
Yeah, not on Spotify, no streaming, right? You gotta do a search. Anyway, we're sitting in this burger store, and I'm looking at, and it's got all this fucking like hip hop paraphernalia on the fucking walls, and it's got like, I'm looking across, I'm like, oh yeah, little CD in a frame, 36 chambers, liquid swords. Bro, fuck, my head nearly popped off. I'm like 6 feet deep. I'm like, what the fuck, right? So I turn around to the owners. I'm like, just out of interest, is the CD in there? And he goes, I don't know, man. He goes, well, can we have a look? And he goes, yeah. Fucking open it up, bro. CD in there. You know where it's from? Bro, dirt cheap CDs.
Oh, are you serious?
Remember that? Remember dirt cheap CDs? You get fucking shit for $10?
Yes.
Had the fat sticker on the back. I was like,
bro. The ones with like the
security shit. Yes.
Yeah, they're hella hard to get off.
I know, yeah, bro. Exactly. Anyway, so I fucking get this CD out, and I'm just like gagging, right? And I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm trying to fucking keep cool. Said to Mackenzie, I'm like, and I'm like, oh yeah, fuck, that's crazy, man. Yeah, it's crazy CD. And they're like, oh yeah, cool, no worries. And I'm like, yeah, you reckon how much would they take if I got this? Oh, the owner's upstairs. We'll talk about it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, cool. I was like, yeah, here's my number, man. Give me a call. I was chasing up for 2 or 3 weeks, Called them one day. I'm just like, hey, how you reckon, how'd you go with the CD? Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah, fucking, you know what he said in the CD? Yeah, cool. Yeah, man, just place an order. Just place an order in store for dinner, and you can have the CD. And I'm like, oh, fucking no worries. Fucking I don't give a shit what we're eating tonight. Bang, order some dinner, bro. We got the fucking CD with it. They just
I
gave
hate
it to
these
us.
conversations where I tell you I sold it, then we have a conversation about it. I'm like,
But
I
mine's a
should've sold it.
CD. You really, but you said you got a good price.
Oh, I sold it for $100. It was $100 on vinyl. 100. I could have. I could have got 150 for it, but
Yeah,
he was a
could've.
homeboy. He was
I
a
would have given
homie.
you 150 for it.
Yeah,
But
He was
anyway,
a
shout
homie.
out to the homie too, but
yeah, man.
shit, sorry, man.
Yeah, man.
Don't cry.
What were we talking about before the Gravediggers?
Fuck, I can't remember now. How do you feel about
Beavis and Butthead.
that? Yeah, hang
So
on
we're
a
talking
minute.
about affiliations,
the
crews.
name. Your name, where'd it
Oh,
come
your name,
from?
yeah, Clean, yeah. And so the track was called Mr. Clean.
Yep.
And like I said, I was writing a lot of horrorcore and triple X rated porno raps. I was, I'm going to call myself Mr. Clean, And then later on, I learned it was like a Latin sort of loosely name around an assassin, Mr. Clean, And then there was I think who else did a song? It was Millen Collin. They did a song called Mr. Clean. But anyway, I wrote that name for a while. I had that name for a while, and then I was like, you know what? The age came with motherfuckers are using their real name, Kendrick Lamar, Lee Monroe. Yeah, I was just like, fuck. You're damn right. And I was kind of like, it's like because there was another Mr. Clean as well in America. Some commercial, like a trap bling rapper as well.
Commercial trap bling rapper.
And there was another Mr.
Don't want to be
Clean rapper
associated with
as
that.
well. That was, I think he was Latin as well.
It's fucking up your Spotify, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was fucking. I got to change that shit.
Fucking with my streams.
So I had to change that. I had to find a name. Andrew, and fucking Raul Sleeping Monk used to call me Blasto. Because when we would get blasted, I'd just be blasting, like I'd be loud, I'd be blasting all over the place. You know what I mean? He used to call me Blasto. So I was like, you know what? I'll go Drew and Blast, and that was it.
Stuck with it ever since.
Yeah, bro.
Talk to me about this, right? So, which was, what was actually fucking really dope was, I got back into it pretty heavy, I obviously.
Yeah, we both did.
How where I was going with it was I got into it pretty heavy. Actually, initially I didn't know how to come back in because I'd just done the whole Fit Kid shit. Coming back, it had been a couple of years, and the game had changed quite a bit at that time, and like the inspiration was. I knew I wanted to fucking do some shit again, but I didn't know sort of where it was going to go. And then I saw Elo on my, would have been Facebook, and he had done a track called No Name Fame. And the thing I fucking loved about him, Elo's got a dope flow and all that, but like what he was talking about was just being a normal cunt.
Yeah,
and for me,
That's
I was
mad.
like, here's this guy, not flexing, can flow, can rap, is killing it, I just want to go out and do a track with him, Go out, do one track turns to 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. Next minute we're a duo, right?
Yeah.
But that's where like, you were coming back in pretty heavy around that time. We were there, I know you said that with a Vengeance
Yeah.
was 2014,
Yeah.
but you were still active and on our shit in 2012.
That was 2012.
2012.
Yeah, word.
Yep. So, coming back into the game and fucking seeing what it was like and how it changed and what inspired you to turn around and be like, nah, fuck this, I got something to say, I need to get active again, what brought you in? And, because I remember you doing some Catalyst shit,
Yeah.
right? And doing some fucking pretty big stages, bro.
Yeah,
Like, you're
man.
doing
Shouts
some
out to Catalyst, man. Because
Yeah,
he was
man.
he had a good place, and he's a very talented producer, man. Still one of the best this country has.
Word up.
When it comes to straight up grassroots hip hop with a slight experimental vibe to it.
Mm.
Yeah, and it was kind of like, because like I said, shout outs to Overproof, which was Swami and Abuse.
Yep.
We all lived together. Yeah, and Fame. Shout outs to Fame as well.
Yeah, man.
Another pillar of what we hear now.
Yeah.
And so I kind of knew all these guys, and a lot of people who were active in the Australian hip hop scene sort of knew who I was because they knew I was affiliated and I've done this, I've done that on the underground tip. And I kind of was like, Hilltop Hoods had blown up, Aussie hip hop was getting played on the radio, and like I said, I was a weekend dad, and this went, and I was just like, then I met my wife. Shout outs to Astrid, and got married and settled in a little bit, and it was kind of like Aussie hip hop had been like 2 years, 3 years, maybe even 4. Bigger, solid,
yeah,
bigger. I
solid.
couldn't believe it. Like I said, they were playing on the radio. You know what I mean? I was just like, you know what?
Word.
I need to fucking do something. I need to do some shit.
I need to do this shit.
So I had a wife that was supportive, and I started putting energy into that first album, that With a Vengeance album. Yeah,
Hectic album.
Yeah, and shout out to Coloured Noise as well. He helped me out a lot of that. He's still another one of the most talented producers.
Still to this fucking day, man. Coloured Noise.
Yeah.
New shit.
Yeah.
New shit. Exclusive.
New shit. And
Keep an eye out.
we met because my wife was friends with Jeremy Coloured Noise, his sister. They grew up together.
Oh.
Yeah,
really?
Indonesians, we all...
Indos, fucking all the Indos, fucking...
Yeah.
Fucking know each other and shit.
That's it. And, we did our first song in like 2011.
What was that?
Hard Yak.
Hard Yak!
Yeah. Yeah. And, and then we kind of started working on an album, man. And that came out like pretty much 2-3 years later. And that was it. First album. And it was received well, and a lot of people were excited, and because I knew I'd been rapping for years, and I finally put out something.
Yeah, man.
And the launch was awesome.
It was a fucking dope launch.
You at the launch.
The artwork was awesome. The T-shirt, I still got the T-shirt.
Yeah,
T-shirt was awesome. Who did the artwork?
Shout outs to Kath Love. She's a half Asian bird. She's in like Hong Kong now, but super talented cartoon style. Oh, I know you love that cartoon style.
Bro, hectic.
She's really dope.
I still say to this day, one of the best fucking... I got it in my cupboard, and I'm always like... when that fucking stupid ass band, support your local band T-shirt day comes around, where all the dickheads are wearing the T-shirt. I'm gonna put that shirt on because like that's the one, and I'll fucking rep that one, and then I always fucking miss it, and like I'm always but I got it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, you got how you had, I don't know if you remember, you had the Oz Hip Hop Awards. Do you remember that? It went for like 2-3 years.
Wait, hang on a minute. What, on what? Not on Oz
online. It was online.
OzHipHop.com.
I can't remember.
Oz Hip Hop Forums.
Yeah, fuck that thing.
Fuck, man.
But I don't know, some Oz Hip Hop
times on there
site, and that got nominated for one of the best covers. Didn't win, unfortunately, but
should have.
Yeah. No, whatever.
Anyway, yeah. Fuck the guys that were voting on that.
Yeah.
Haters. No, it was dope, bro. It was a dope mix as well. It's fucking really well received. How long did it take for you to work on that? Like 3 years, you said with.
I think it's over 2 years. I think roughly 2-3 years.
What was your biggest learnings from putting that one out? Because I know, because we were around, and we were. I know I was on that massive posse cut.
Yeah, Monster Squad.
Monster.
So who was on that? We had 13th Son.
Yep.
We had yourself. We had Sleeping Monk. We had Abuse. Who else was on it? Empress was on it?
I think so. Ella was definitely on it as well. Pretty sure. He had to be on it. Cheech was. Yeah, Cheech was on it. Yeah.
Cheechy was on it. Jordan Gregg.
Jordan
Shout out to Jordan Gregg.
Yep.
Some others. I remember his,
What were you learning? What were you learning about that though?
Just how to put an album together.
Yep.
you know, and you know how to put it all together, as in, you know, as a dynamic listen, and that was like shout out to people who do, if they're doing the album. I had like little snippets and interludes that I put together myself, you know, because we come from that school of you know. Shit is just more than just a track after track after track. You know, we grew up in the days of like, you know, Death Certificate, Ice Cube,
bro.
You know, and you wanted some atmospheric interludes that join the album together. And that I mean, with mainstream rap, what's ever going on in Australia right now, that's like a foreign concept to whatever's going on.
It's funny you say that because, you know, I'm just putting my shit together and like all I can think of is like how much I fucking crack up on Redman skits.
Yeah, that's it.
I think, yeah, we need to bring it back.
No one does skits. People don't do skits no more.
Yeah, Jeff was saying in the car, do some skits.
Yeah.
I'm just funny about Jeff and his opinions. Yeah.
What's a ground level?
I'm just funny about Jeff and his opinions.
Jeff, maybe you can tell us, what's a ground level album now that from a big artist who's doing skits or interludes or instrumental interludes?
What's a... Jeff, here he goes. He's like, it's my time. What? What's it... who's an artist like that's up there right now doing skits in their albums? Oh, fuck, here we go. Sit your fucking Stay Puft Marshmallow ass. Gotta love him. Jeff looks like he's going to be looking that up, so we'll see how that is. Man, how was it then, right? So you come into it, you go hard, you release with a vengeance, and bro, you know, you fucking had the family as well then.
Oh, yeah.
Astrid, girls. How was the, you know, rap life and getting back involved in that and balancing it up for you?
Just, yeah, like I said, having a supportive wife. But, you know how it's, dude, we've pretty much mastered it, time management.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I'm not going to lie, this album now, yeah, that it kind of really burnt me out. You know? Because I'm all about that, giving that time to everyone, you know, kids, you know, attention, just touching base and having conversations with them. You know what I mean? And checking on them, knocking on their door, what's up, how you doing? You know, them going downstairs, going over a track or looking for a beat, writing something, recording something, or even Saturday morning when they're not home, recording something. You know, and on the weekend, yeah, it's a process. It's just mad time management, man. Yeah. And
how was it? You know, because you know, I had Kev Hannibal.
Yes. Yeah. You know, I think I've only met him once in person. Like, yeah.
Fucking sick as dude out, man. Straight up,
sick
like
dude,
fucking absolute fucking legend, man. One of the real dudes. That's the one.
He's a good.
Cheetos can keep us fucking running if they fucking send us a couple of $100 a week. Everyone's like, fuck that.
I think to be an influencer, I think these companies, shout out to Simon, his missus works for an alcohol company. You've got to have like over 2,000 followers to get that influencer money. So man. Cheetos...
I reckon I could get us up to 2,000.
Yeah.
But man, fuck all that. I can't remember where I was going with that before. What was I going to ask you? Oh, Kev, this burnt you out, right? Do you think it's burnt you out like permanent after this?
Yeah, man. This is the last hurrah, straight up.
Fuck!
Straight up.
What?
Straight up. When people hear this album, they're going to be like, That's you know, he did well. He did well.
He did well.
It's fucking last hurrah, mate.
Fucking look at him off into the sun.
Yeah.
You got a good mix of new guys on there as well, bro.
Yeah, so I've got, you know, DeAndre. Shout outs to DeAndre. Shoo! I've got Elo on there for like a more, you know, calm, just chill track.
Calm your farm.
Yeah. You're on there.
You know I had to fucking goon it up.
That's it.
with the film clip to boot.
Dude, I think people are going to love that video, bro.
You know what kids say these days?
Yeah.
They say, it's a fucking movie.
It's a movie. You cracked me up when you were on the phone the other day. Oh, that that track's
no,
a
what
bop.
did I say?
It's
A
a
bop, yeah.
bop.
It is a bop. I was relaying you, and you know who actually used that terminology when they described it to me?
Who?
Weapon X.
Oh, really?
There you go.
Wow.
So he also uses that new terminology of it's a bop.
Oh, really? Is that like a fob like trap, like the whole thing, the whole bop
Nah,
mounting
man.
bop?
Isn't that the baby?
Is it American thing?
The baby's like it's a bop.
Okay, so it's not a Western Sydney thing, because I thought it was a Western
no.
Sydney thing, bro.
No.
I
You
was
know
into
they
the
jack all
baby
this
when he
shit.
first came out. I like, oh, this guy's dope. But after I've heard like another 5 of his songs, or 10 of his songs, it just sound like the first song, and I was just like, all right, okay, cool.
Bro, that's what you have to fucking do these days to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
All right. So you need to study and fucking make everything a bop. Baby. Hi, Mio. Hi. Anyway.
So yeah,
For those who check the story.
DeAndre on 2 tracks.
Yeah, fucking nice. He's worth it.
Yeah,
isn't he?
yeah.
Good value.
Yeah, man. It's a grassroots album.
Yep.
It plays like an old school tape.
Hell yeah.
The vibe on there, and it's only got one song with new sounding drums. Yeah. Everything is like straight grassroots. It is pretty jazz soul influenced. There's some raw dog shit on there, but it's more of a
Raw
soul jazz sound.
The raw dog shit.
Yeah.
Hey, how was NY for you, bro? I want to talk about that because I want to see people. I want to see people see your reaction. So, like, New York had a big fucking, I know. Do you like Raekwon?
It's my favorite member out of Wu.
You like Ghostface?
Second favorite member.
Yeah.
Then Meth.
Then Meth?
Yeah.
Because Meth doesn't really have the slang like, Ray and Ghost.
Nah.
Right?
No,
He did it.
No, he did it in the beginning.
Easily lost it.
That's why I stopped listening to Meth, because he stopped having that slang and those words. They still had their slang and their words.
That's all they have.
Yeah,
Half the time you don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah. He's got.
Well, you do. It's like you break it down. You got to listen to it a lot to fucking know what the fuck they're talking about.
How I was talking about that 50 Cent line before?
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, I love it. If you don't believe me, kid, I'll get at you, dog. Raekwon's got this line that me and my homie Sid, aka Braun, used to crack up. He's got I think it's on that song Daytona 5000, and he goes, Komodo Motorola holder. Komodo Motorola holder. Like we know what.
Like the holder?
Yeah.
The actual holder for the.
Maybe he's talking about in the car, but like we know what Komodo Motorola holder. We don't know what a Motorola holder is, but Komodo Motorola. What's a Komodo? I don't know what a Komodo.
That would be a
Motorola
brand.
holder.
That would be a brand, right?
I don't know.
A brand of holder.
Maybe, but that's some slang. That's some
A
ridiculous
brand
slang.
of Motorola holder.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Komodo Motorola holder. I was like, shit.
That's when you fucking know. But how was NY, bro? How was going there and being amongst it and being fucking in the, being in the Mecca?
Just like a lot of things, that happened in my life, like I'm thinking, fuck, I didn't think that would happen. Because that's like I said before, I spent years spending money on other rappers' records, collecting records and CDs and tapes, instead of releasing my own music, collecting records and CDs and tapes, instead of thinking, fuck, dude, why don't you save your fucking money and go to fucking New York? Like, I was just buying CDs, records and tapes, you know what I mean? And finally got some money together and got a loan as well to go.
Yep.
Me and my cousin went for the first time, and it was just bonkers, bro. I was crapping on about New York for fucking 2 years straight. Couldn't stop talking about it. I'm sure people on Facebook got mad sick about it. Oh, here's another Mr. Clean post about New York. But just to go there and vibe on the streets and meet people. We actually met some cool ass people that looked after us, man. Shout out to Squalor from the Gangstar Foundation. We met him and he looked after us, man, like with a lot of shit. And stayed in Brooklyn. Mostly Brooklyn and LES. Spent a lot of time Lower East Side there. Yeah, it was just dope, man. Just to be on the streets, and it's crazy because when you go there for a holiday or whatever, you live there. The minute you step out of your apartment or your residence, as soon as you step onto the street, it's like you feel like you're living that rap shit, bro. It's crazy. You're on the train. I was on the train one time, just sitting there, and there's this kid in front of me. He must have been like 14 years old, and he's just like got his headphones on, bopping his head and writing on a pad, you know. And I was just like,
You don't see that shit here.
you don't see that. I mean, you might, but seeing that shit in New York.
You might these days,
Yeah.
but it's fucking few
Yeah.
and far between still even.
Yeah, and getting hit up by Puerto Rican Bible bashers was crazy. It was crazy, man. And like, dude,
What?
Yeah, me and my cousin we were.
But you know, it's funny because like it's hard to explain that as well. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
But it hit me. What?
Dude, it was so funny. Because
here
all
we
my
go.
life people usually say, oh, are you South American or are you Lebo or are you half Māori or whatever.
You half Māori, bro?
You half Māori, bro?
Oh.
You got the fucking death stairs before, bro. You half?
No.
But so we were in
we go.
Brooklyn, just around the corner from where we were staying. We were at the corner store, the bodega.
The bodega.
Bodega.
You hear that, babe? It was at the bodega.
Yeah. And we're just standing there, and then this guy comes up to me, starts going, and then I'm like, sorry, man, no hablo español. He goes, I'm from Australia. I'm half Asian. I'm white Australian. And he's like, what? You fucking kidding me, man? He goes, you're Puerto Rican, man. You fucking lying to me. I go, listen to my voice, man. I'm from Australia, mate. Blah, blah, blah. He says, fuck, man. I thought you lying to me, man. And it was funny because he was speaking the word of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The Bible. And then after he's kind of like talking to me about, religious stuff in his own language, in Spanish, he flips out in English and starts cussing. He starts cussing at me. I thought you Puerto Rican, man. You're lying to me. It was hilarious, bro.
put you on the spot at the bodega with authority.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And that's just one of the stories, but yeah, it was
One of
a
the
It
stories.
was a trip, yeah. And then the second time,
Yeah, 'cause you've
with
been
the
there
missus,
twice
yeah,
now.
with the missus, yeah, went to
Yep.
Miami, then New York, yeah, it was crazy.
How was Miami?
Miami's good, but it's like any beach place, like sort of suburb. Like you could put a week is enough, It's party Brazilian, like Bondi. A week in Bondi would be enough, right?
Fuck, more than enough, bro.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, straight up.
So tell me, you're about to release this fucking album.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the current fucking landscape of hip hop, bro? And like you've seen a lot, in terms of transition. You've seen a lot in
Yeah.
terms of the lifestyle
Yeah.
of hip hop here. How do you feel it is now? I suppose what keeps you keen to have your shit in the mix?
Yeah, well, look, if you listen to the first album, you hear there's some trap style beats on there.
Yep.
So first and foremost, I'm a hip hop rap music fan. Like I don't give a fuck what coast, what area, what zone it's from. If it's dope, it's dope. You know what I mean? And if you listen to the first album, we hear some trap style beats on there because I was from the get go. I was a Young Jeezy fan. And I was like, I wouldn't mind using some of those beats. And that was a little bit different. There's only a couple of guys that started using stuff like that. I think it was Forte.
Forte's pretty universal like that.
Yeah.
He's always really fuck with if
Yeah.
there's a current sort of sound.
He loves it. He loves
it.
the gangster shit. So
Loves his gangster
it's
shit too, yeah,
comes
word up.
naturally.
Yeah.
But yeah, this new album, I definitely took it back to the grassroots because I was just not really listening too much of what was current anymore. You know, I'd kind of gone backwards because it's just the landscape's so inundated with the same shit.
Drillers.
You know, and I'm not really experimental anymore with that
You're not a driller.
sound. No, with the old sound, with
Oh,
the,
right.
with the old sound, and so well, I just kind of, like I said, really gravitating towards the last couple of years, listening to a lot of jazz
Yeah,
because I just kind of got sick for two things. My wife on my case because stop playing music with swearing on there, The very occasional F-bomb and the word shit is like, I'm like, cool. I'm not raising my kids in a glass house, right?
Yeah, well,
just the odd swear word, but it's like all this new rap, man. Like it's just cussing after cussing after cussing. Every track, misogynistic shit, sexualized shit, and like on all the like
on all of it.
Yeah,
that is
on all
actually
of it.
true, bro. I was listening back to like, some like Little Brother and shit the other day. And I was just fucking going ham with that, and I was just like, fuck, it really has gone fucking south.
Yeah, man.
like in terms of the content.
Yeah. And I'm talking like, so we're talking about this new album, right? So we're looking at in the last 2 years. So prior to that, I think, like for the last 10 years, a majority of rap is you could call it toxic.
Yeah,
you know what I mean to kids. Like I'm not gonna like get on my my high horse pulpit, dad hat, whatever. But a lot of it could be perceived as toxic to people who don't have a strong mind state. You know what I mean? And like I'm not gonna play that shit around my kids all the time. So I had my wife on my case. I had myself trying to shouldn't be playing stuff in front of the girls.
Yeah.
And so I started listening to jazz a lot more and going back to the roots. And it kind of just really rubbed off on, what I was listening to. The kids. It's all about the kids.
It's all about the kids. Isn't it,
kids.
Mio?
What's up?
Word up, man. No, it's fucking good, man. It's dope. I'm so glad you're putting this fucking, piece of work out, bro. And I think that it's... Oh, don't touch that. Now you're getting crazy. Otherwise, we might have to, It's okay, Baba. Come here. Oh, no. Look at his face.
Oh, no.
Come here. It's okay. We'll get these footums on tape. All right. Yeah, nah, bro, it's good, bro. 100%. Like I'm glad you're putting stuff out. You know what I mean, and not
So good.
I'm glad you're putting stuff out, bro, and still like being involved. And see any future plans to be involved in any other way?
Yeah, man. I do my video thing, man.
Plug.
So Thrill-O-Vision, as you know.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? I'd like to put more time into that.
What's that? Let's
Oh my God!
You didn't do too bad. You did
Poor
well.
thing.
You lasted 30 seconds. Go to mama. Get him, mama. Yeah, I got Thrill-O-Vision. Only Dru Blast gets that shit. The feature.
Yeah.
So you got Thrill-O-Vision. You're gonna try and be involved still in that.
Yeah, man. I mean, things has changed a little bit with my work. But I'd love to. I've always had that youth work thing a little bit like on the back burner of my brain. I'd love to get involved and help. Community stuff as well. But at the moment, I'd probably say the video thing on the side and see how we go.
Yeah, man, 100%.
Yeah.
Bro, that's about it from me.
That's it.
Any shouts to the homies?
Man, shout outs to Don Dada. Shout outs to Wifey and the kids. Shout outs to man, I'm really bad with shout outs, man. I forget.
I'm not trying to put. Well, you shout out to fucking very important people. Plus, you've been shouting people out the whole episode. So
yeah.
that's another thing.
Shout outs to everyone on the new project. Shout outs to you for having me on here, man.
Bro, you know what? It's a pleasure. I'm fucking glad I got to get you on here as well because, you know, like I said, we wanted to have this hiatus and we chatted about getting you on, man. And as far as like being a homie and a contributor and a fucking peer, bro, and a fucking, someone that I got much love and respect for, bro.
Thank you, bro.
I was glad I could end at least the consistent element of this shit with you. So it's been fucking real, bro. Appreciate you.
You too, bro.
Sick cunt.
Shout out to Mike Pompey too. Can't forget Mike Pompey.
Mike Pompey. All the way through the outro.
As one.
Coloured noise. Jordan. No, choo.
Greg.
Greg. Did you just say it like Greg?
Greg.
Man, listen. I got to say as well, it's been hectic. We done. I think we did 30 episodes. We did 30 episodes, bro, over the last fucking.
That's a lot, man.
It's a lot of episodes, bro. 30 episodes over the last year and a half. It's been crazy. And I'm fucking glad to have been fucking associated with every single one of you guys, man. And fucking stoked to call you peers. Oh, yeah, word up. Have we got questions? We got to ask this motherfucker some questions.
Yes, we do.
Yes. See, this is why the crew's there. Otherwise, I forget this shit.
What's up, Drew?
What's up, bro?
Got questions from Pav RB.
Oh, Pav, yo.
Oh, okay, word.
Any live gigs planned?
Okay, we got the Out of the Red. The album was called Out of the Red. So we got hopefully on August the 6th at the Red Rattler. Gonna have a dope lineup. So yeah, man, we'll have a album launch then, most definitely. August the 6th.
August the 6th. Next question. What were your favorite projects as Techniques, Mr. Clean, and Dru Blast?
Definitely the new album.
Plug. Definitely, yeah, but if you don't cop that shit, then you're not listening to my favorite shit.
Favorite shit, God.
Yo, it's my shit, God. Word to God.
These lights are hella bright. I can just barely see these guys.
No, you copped the tan while you were here. That's it?
That's good.
Yeah,
That's it?
word. Man,
Word.
big love. Hey, shout out to the fucking crew, yo. Ricky, thank you so fucking much for
Shouts
everything
Ricky,
that you
shouts
fucking do.
Esky, shouts Jeff,
Shouts for everything
shouts
you do.
Mackenzie.
Jeff, thanks for being on my fucking case every week for the goddamn fucking timestamps. Has to happen, man. And Mackenzie, babe, thank you, love you, thanks for coming today. Last one, you were here to see it happen. Ems, my G, thank you so much for your help and everything you fucking done over the course of this time. And Mio, love
Shouts
you
out
too.
Mio.
And shout out to the kids, yo.
Dad, you did well. Yeah. Dad. You did well.
Yeah, I'm trying. All right. Yep, we'll do fucking random episodes, I suppose, when they pop up and all that shit. But for now, catch us fucking later. It's dope as fuck to be sober. From Godzilla Podcast, we love you.
Howdy.
Cheers!